You know what? The McConnells are clueless. They can't even order a meal, let alone run a jail.
What we should never do, we should never do as leaders is bad talk our leaders in front of our followers, right? Um, I've had instances in my past where I was just confused about how twisted things could be when it came to higher levels of at the executive level. Um, the backstabbing and the lying and stuff like that. But I always felt personally that if I had something bad to say to somebody or about somebody, I'll just say it straight to their face and tell them pretty much how I feel, no matter what the consequences. They may not like that, but there's respect. There's the expectation that when we confront our issues, we do it head on. So then people feel, at least for the most part, where you're coming from and that you're not being shady, so to speak, right? I've had instances where I've had higher leadership say bad things about their bosses. I've been in a room where I had leadership at a higher level admonish my leadership, but it was more a vicious attack in a way to belittle them, to make them feel um, a certain kind of way. And so throughout my career, I always said I'd never, ever put myself in a situation where I say negative things about my leadership or management, even if they're not leaders. I wouldn't do it because it's something that once you cross that line, now you're attached to all that negativity. It's connected to you, and so you're consistently in your mind and probably without knowing subconsciously referring to your organization or people in your leadership in a negative manner, and you start going downhill as far as your ability to be one being trustworthy, right, and authentic. And another part is the ability to carry out direction as a result of um, this whole negative thing that's going on, this cloud, right? You can't see straight. You can't see through this cloud that you've actually created, whether they are bad leaders or bad managers. Now you've made it worse, right? So what I'm saying to you guys is this: I've had situations that, oh my lord, I was like, wow, these people are very hateful, But keeping my cool, thinking about more positive things, things that we can work on, um, not allowing the barriers to keep me or keep the team from moving forward. When I say barriers, things that are going on in a negative tone to where now it's created a barrier itself. And what you can do is help yourself and your team focus on things you can work on, and then have private conversations with your leadership with reference to your personal concerns and things that you think need to occur. So those are my thoughts. I know a lot of folks out there, especially in U.S. politics, we see it right now. Um, this whole bashing, attacks on people's integrity, their credibility, to a point where a lot of people are kind of scratching their heads because everybody's saying bad things about everybody. Then who do we trust, right? So these are just things to think about. Talk to you guys soon.
Boss, I appreciate your thoughts. What I'm thinking is, why are you telling me I have no control over your decisions? If you do not like your boss, then tell him.